Welcome back to Kickin' Crochet. Today we're going to do the October square. So I haven't actually woven in the ends or blocked this one yet, but you can see this version of it. So this motif kind of appeared in one of the other squares. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I think of them as spiders. So it seemed fitting for October with Halloween and whatever to have a bunch of spiders crawling across our squares. I also love this grid pattern that it makes where their legs overlap. So this one's pretty fun. It's not super complicated, so that is a bonus. And it's got this repeating pattern. So this one is one of those that would be really easy to make into a larger square if you wanted to. You could just repeat kind of the motif that's happening and expand it. All right, so let's get started. So in this one, I used We Crochet Wool of the Andes in Gull and Claret Heather, maybe, something like that. Pinot Heather, no, Claret. Anyway, it's one of those wine words. Anyway, beautiful purple color. And for this sample, I'm going to use Paintbox Simply Aran in whatever this yellow color is and whatever this gray color is, because I don't remember. You can get the free pattern from my blog. The link is in the description, where you can also print out a free chart for this pattern, which makes it much easier. It also has the full written directions. I'm going to start with our inside color. This is our A color. In all of the samples that I make, my A color is a color and my B color is gray, just to keep things really simple. So I'm going to start with a magic ring. You don't have to use a magic ring if you don't want to. You can use any other ring starting technique that you like. But for these ones, I kind of like the magic ring. You just have to make sure you weave the ends in really good so they don't come unraveled. Okay, so that's a chain 3, and now I'm going to chain 4 more. So I've chained 7, that counts as a double crochet and a chain 4. Now I'll double crochet in the center ring. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, sorry, chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 4, another double crochet, and a chain 1, double crochet, chain 4, double crochet, chain 1. So now I have 4 corners worth, and I'm going to join to my starting chain. So that's my 3rd chain, or you can count back from the top of this double crochet, count back 1, 2, 3, 4 for the chain. Now we can tighten up our magic ring, and you should have something that looks like this. And now we'll chain 4. I forgot to mention that for this project you also will want some stitch markers, which I forgot to grab, so I'll grab those real quick. Okay, so I've got a couple of stitch markers. I'm going to place one in this loop just to make sure I don't lose the loop while I'm working the next part. And we'll set that aside for a little bit and grab your B color. I'm going to start this with a slip knot and chain 8. Join to the starting chain to make a ring, and chain 4. For most of the other squares, I would add this to this now, but we don't actually need to do that for this square yet. So we are going to keep going. We'll do another double crochet in our ring. And now chain 4. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 4, double crochet. So you should end up with 4 corners with 3 double crochet on each side, and that will join to our starting chain. The 3rd stitch of the starting chain, so there's a chain in between each stitch. This is just like any other chain 4, any other interlocking crochet project. The A color is going to work into only the A color, and the B color is going to work into only the B color all the way around. So be aware of that as you're working. All right. So now this A color starting thing is going to sit right on top of this B color one, which is going to sit here just like this. And now we're going to take our A color, or sorry, the B color is on top of the A color. I might have said that backwards. Okay. So now we're going to take our A color back on our hook. And even now, we don't actually really need to have them held together for a little while, so we can set that down for a minute. All right. This makes it actually one of the easier squares to start. So now we're going to do a corner. Every corner is going to be around this chain 4. It's going to be a double crochet, chain 4, double crochet. So this corner is worked from the back, and that's why we don't really need to hold on to that B color thing yet. And now we've got a double crochet. Again, this would be worked from the back, so we can ignore our other color here. Chain 1. And if I don't say it, every double crochet has a chain 1 between it and the next. So this corner had a double crochet to finish the corner, and then a chain 1 double crochet, except the corner has a chain 4. So I'm not going to always say chain 1, but always remember to do it. Okay, another double crochet. And this makes it really clear I'm working into the top of the double crochet. Even when I'm working in front or behind the other color, I'm still always working into the top of the double crochet, not around the post. Okay, so it's a double crochet and a chain 1. And now it would be time for our corner, but this corner needs to be from the front. So let's get our B color thing lined up. So we want this turn chain to be just to the right of our starting chain of this round. So we have that aligned properly. This corner lines up with that corner. And now on the corner we're at here, we're going to work from the front. So we're going to yarn over, reach through the gray to grab our yellow. We're still working into the yellow chain. We pull that to the front. And now we'll do a double crochet, chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, and now we've got working from the back 2 double crochets. So we'll do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. This corner is also from the back, so we can do double crochet, chain 4, double crochet. Now 2 more stitches from the back. And now this next corner is going to be from the front again. So, oh, my yarn keeps getting tangled. Okay. So we've got our B color square here. We're going to work from the front. So we will reach through here, grab our yellow corner, and pull it back to the front. And then we'll finish a double crochet, chain 4, and double crochet. chain 1, and now we need another double crochet from the back in this stitch here. A chain 1, and now it's really important to make sure you check where this needs to be. It might need to be in the front and it might need to be in the back. In this case, it needs to be in the back on our next round. So we'll put it behind, and then we'll join to our starting chain. So again, this is the top of that double crochet. This is our chain 1, and this would be the top of our starting double crochet. So that is where we want to join. Now we'll chain 4 and place the stitch marker. Okay, so it should look, it's a little wonky right now because it's not all the way kind of attached. We've got these loose corners, but don't worry, they will get worked into and everything will get all hooked back together here in just a minute. So this is what it should look like at this point. So now we need to get our B color back on our hook. And our A color is going to need to be in the back on the next round. So we'll have that start behind. This round is pretty simple. We're going to work from the back all the way around. So back side stitches and back corners. So we'll start here. Again, making sure our A color is starting in the back. Oops. Again, always working a chain 1. So now a back corner. Again, I'm reaching behind the yellow, grabbing the gray, and working it from the back, a double crochet, chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, and still working from the back. Make sure when you do this one that this yellow bar, this yellow post is between the corner stitch and the next stitch. So don't reach through the corner to get to this stitch. You want to reach between those yellow double crochets to get that gray stitch. And again, there's a yellow in between my stitches. That's what you have the chain 1s for. It leaves space for the other color's stitch. Just working back stitches all the way around. Oops, I lost my yarn. And now we're back to the middle where we started, and we'll join to our starting chain to finish this round. So that one was super simple, just working back stitches all the way around. And place a stitch marker. And now we need our A color back on our hook. Our B color is again going to start in the back, so we'll put that behind. Oh Alrighty, so this round is also mostly back stitches, but we are going to have a couple of front corners. So we will start out with back stitches. So we'll do back. And now back stitches. This pattern, this square has a lot of back stitches, so be ready for that. We'll have another front corner. And then back to back stitches. Another front corner. And back stitches. Another front corner. And a back stitch. One more back stitch to end this round. And keeping the bee color in back, we'll join to our starting chain. Chain 4. And place a stitch marker. Bee color back on our hook. Now this round we're going to do backs around except for 2 front corners. So we'll start, the front corners are going to be the second corner and the fourth corner. So we'll start backs around until we get to this corner here. A color starts in the back. Do backs along this side. And now we'll do a front corner here. So we'll reach through the A to grab the B. and pull it to the front, do a double crochet, chain 4, and double crochet, chain 1. Now we'll work back stitches all the way along this side again. And it might be tricky at first to find the tops of the stitches, but as you get more comfortable with this technique, it'll get easier, I promise. Your hook is just going to start knowing where to go. Okay, that's the back corner. And back stitches along the side. And a front corner. A couple more back stitches to finish off this side. I don't know why my yarn keeps slipping off my hook today. That is super annoying. And chain 4 and place our stitch marker. We'll get our A color back on our hook. And we'll start with a back stitch. And now we'll do a front stitch. So this corner is one of the corners where we'll have that grid where all of the spider legs overlap. So this is our spider head and the spider legs coming off. Alright, and chain 1. Oops. And we'll do a front corner. And another front. Now we're going to do back stitches all the way around this side, back corner, and back stitches until we get to here. So we're back at this corner. This is the third corner for this round. We're going to do a front stitch. So this is the post right before the corner, and now a front corner. And one more front stitch. And now we're going to do back stitches all the way around to our start. back stitch. And we actually want our B color to start in front on the next round. And we'll join to our starting chain. Chain 4. Place a stitch marker. Get our A color back on our hook. Sorry, I mean our B color back on our hook. This is another super easy round. We are just going to do front stitches all the way around. Our A color will start in the back. And off we go, front stitches around. And we'll join to our starting chain. Chain 4. And place a stitch marker. Back on our hook. Start with one more back stitch. And now we'll do 2 front stitches. And a back corner. Two front stitches. I'll do back stitches to the corner. And a front corner. Now back stitch. We back stitches across until we get to this post. Now 2 front stitches. A back corner. Two front stitches. back stitches to the corner. Front corner. And back stitches to the start. We want our bee color to start in back, so we'll put it behind. Join to our starting chain and chain 4. Place a stitch marker. And then we'll get our bee color back on our hook. A color starting in the back again. I think A color always starts in the back, if I remember right. Okay. This round we're going to do B in the back all the way around. Keeping it simple. Okay, we'll join to our starting chain. Chain 4. And place a stitch marker. Now we'll get our A color back on our hook. Start with one more back stitch. I'll do 2 fronts. And a back. And a front corner. One back. Two fronts. And now backs to the corner. Front corner. Now backs until we get to this post. Now 2 fronts. One back. In the front corner. One back. 2 fronts. And backs all the way to the next corner. Front corner. And backs to the start. One B color and back for the next round, and we'll join to our starting chain. Chain 4, and join with a stitch marker. Now we'll get our B color on our hook. A color again is going to start in the back. This round is mostly back stitches with a couple of front corners thrown in. So we'll start with backs. We're going to work backs all the way around the first corner, all the way until the second corner. So it's back stitches around, except the second and fourth corners will be front corners. Front corner. Now again, back stitches all the way around this corner until we get to the fourth corner. fourth corner is going to be in front. And now back stitches all the way to our starting location. Oh, haha, that's our starting spot. Okay, join to our starting chain. Place a stitch marker after I chain 4. Alright, that is the end of row 6B, or round 6B. You can see our grid pattern coming out here, and we've got our second spider made. We've got one more spider to go. Okay, it's time to get our A color back on our hook. We will start with a back stitch. Two fronts. Back. A front. And a front corner. Another front. Back. Two fronts. Now we're going to do back stitches all the way around here, all the way around that corner until we get to this post over here. Oops, now two fronts. One back. A front. And a front corner. One more front. Back. Two front. And now we'll do backs all the way around until we get to our starting position. A color is going to start, or sorry, B color is going to start in the front next round. And we'll join to our starting chain. Chain 4, and place a stitch marker. Get B color back on our hook. And this round, B is going to go all the way around in the front again, so I'm actually not going to film this whole round because it's basically a repeat of this round where B was just in the front all the way around. Your A color is going to start in the back, so make sure you have that in the back to start. Alright, we'll get our A color back on our hook. And you've probably started to notice the theme by now. We're going to start with one back here. And then 2 fronts. One back. 2 fronts. And then a back corner. Two fronts. One back. Two fronts. Now we're going to do back stitches all the way until the corner. And now a front corner. This is the body of our last spider. Okay, now we're going to do back stitches until we come to this post here. Oops, that was our post. Okay, so I've got 2 front stitches. One back, 2 front, a back corner, now 2 fronts, one back, two fronts, now back stitches until the corner. Front corner. Now we're going to do back stitches until we get back to the start of the round. And we do want our bee color in the back. We'll join to our starting chain. Chain 4. And place a stitch marker. And now we'll get our bee color on our hook. We do want our A color to start in the back. And this round is going to be another super easy one. We are just going to do back stitches all the way around. So I'm not going to film the whole round. I'm going to do back stitches around. The only thing is after you join, you're just going to do a chain 3 instead of a chain 4 because the next round is the last round. Alright, we'll get our A color back on our hook. This is our last round with A color. We'll do one more back stitch. And 2 front stitches. One back. 2 front. One back. And a front corner. Now one back. Two front. One back. Two front. And that basically completes that grid, kind of 3 by 3. Pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to do back stitches until the corner. Now a front corner. And again, we're going to do back stitches until we get to these posts here. Now 2 front stitches. One back. Two front. One back. And a front corner. One back. Two front. One back. Two front. Now we'll do back stitches until the corner. And a front corner. Now we'll do back stitches until we get to the start of the round. We want our B color to start in the back. We'll join to our starting chain. And this is the last row with A, so we can cut our yarn. Maybe these scissors are helpful. and tie off. So we are all done with our A color. We will get our B color back on our hook. And remember, you should have done just a chain 3 here instead of a chain 4. So if you did a chain 4 still, take one of those stitches back out, please. Okay, so the last round with B color is a little bit different. If you've done the other squares in this set, then you know what I'm about to say. But instead of doing a chain 1 in between each double crochet, we are going to work a back loop single crochet into the top of the double crochet of the opposite color. So this round is almost always going to have our double crochets worked from the back. The only exception is the second and fourth corners will be from the front, and I will show you how to do those. The corners are also a little bit different. So this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet, and I'm going to do a back loop only single crochet in the top of my yellow double crochet. Now I'm going to do double crochet from the back. This is just normal for interlocking. But instead of a chain 1, now I'm going to do a back loop single crochet in the top of my A color. And this is just joining the 2 layers together so you have a really nice edge. So double crochet, back loop, single crochet, back 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 double crochet, maybe, back loop, single crochet. I'm going to keep doing this all the way until we get to the corner. Okay, so I just did that back loop single crochet in my last yellow post, my last yellow stitch. So now this corner is going to be a back corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a back double crochet. Then I'm going to work a back loop single crochet in the second chain of the A color chain. Then another back double crochet. Oops. Now a back loop single crochet in the fourth chain of the A color corner chain. And one more back double crochet. So this corner has 5 stitches worked around it. It has 3 back double crochets and 2 back loop single crochets, and it just creates this really nice join. So this A color loop isn't just wobbling around and hanging out, but you can still see it very prominently because we use the back loops. And now we're just going to keep going. So we need to do a back loop single crochet, and then a back double crochet. And we're just going to keep going in the same fashion all the way until we get to the next corner. So I'm going to kind of jump to that spot. All of these stitches along this side are worked back for B color, back loop single for A color until you get to the corner. Okay, so now I'm done with this side. I've worked a back loop single crochet in the last A color double crochet. So now this stitch is worked from the front for this corner. So we'll start with a double crochet from the front. Again, just how you would for a normal corner. And now since we're working from the front, we don't really need to go through the chain on the A color. We can just do a single crochet around the A color chain. Makes it a little easier. Then another double crochet from the front around B color. Single crochet around A color. Double crochet around B color. So again, there's still 5 stitches around this corner. There's 3 double crochets and 2 single crochets. But we don't really care if we can see the A color chain peeking through, so we just worked over the whole chain instead of working into the chain stitches. And now again, we're going to keep going. Back loop single crochet, back double crochet, And we're going to go along the side in the same way. All of the B stitches are backs, all of the A stitches are back loop singles, and then I'll show you that back corner again when we get to the next corner. Okay, so we're at the next corner, and this one is going to be a back corner. So back double crochet, back loop single crochet in the second chain, back double crochet, oops, back loop single in the fourth chain, and a back double, and keep going with a back loop single crochet here, and a back double crochet. Again, we'll keep going along that side like that until the next corner. Alright, our last corner is a front corner, so we'll do a front double crochet, single crochet around the A chain, front double crochet, single crochet on the A chain, and one more front double crochet. Oops. And then we'll keep on going with a back loop single crochet and a back double crochet. And you will just keep going just like that all the way until you get back to the starting place. Make sure that you do a back loop single crochet. It will be your last stitch on this side because that turn chain was our back double crochet. So this is the October square. I hope you like this pattern. I think this one's pretty fun. You can get, again, the link to the pattern in the description. There's also a square for every month so far, and there will be one. I think the November square is so cool. I think you're gonna love it. So stay tuned for those, and then I will join them all together and make a blanket, and I'll show you what join I use, which I haven't even decided yet, so we'll see what I end up with there. But I hope you enjoyed this pattern. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy crocheting.